So I got a Minecraft code given to me for buying some soap. Diamond bathrobe persona item. Okay, I guess. Thank you, Dr. Squatch. Now Steve has a diamond bathrobe, I guess, and yes, his face summarizes exactly how I feel about the character creator, my least favorite Bedrock feature. That is a bold claim, I know, given that death bugs exist and minecarts are half the speed of their console counterparts, but both of those issues can and will be fixed, but the character creator, conversely, is staying forever and likely going to get even worse because of the exact same reason Microsoft advertises it in such a cutesy way: money. Why is this so bad? Why is this geographically restricted? And why is this the worst feature that exists in Minecraft Bedrock? Well, let's explain, starting with the very beginning, because the character creator was added to Minecraft back in 1.13, and the idea is fairly simple. Instead of having to upload your own skin, or indeed buy one somewhere else, you can create your own custom character in Minecraft item by item. This sounds great at first, especially with the addition of all of these new skins that they have, because you can pick any of these as your base, including Steve or Alex, and then you can customize it from there. This includes making small changes to things like the arms or the legs. You can have Alex but with wider arms, or Alex with, I guess, an arm made out of cranes, if you want to. You can decide to go for Alex, but she's slightly smaller or slightly bigger, depending on your preferences there. And interestingly enough, you can change every single part of her, including her facial hair, which I'm going to include this on right now. And we can even change the color on that to match her hair perfectly. This is the possibilities which are opened up to you using the character creator. And on the surface, this isn't too bad. I don't think the idea of having a custom mouth for Alex... It's too bad. Okay, so as I was saying, it is very important to know that most of these things in the body category are free. You can even change the color of your skin to make it acne scarred if you want, or you can have a weird vitiligo on there, and you can use this to represent any color you want in the world. If you think Minecraft needs more green person representation, you can totally have that should you want to. However, interestingly enough, there is also a style category, and almost every item you'll find in here, and indeed in the giant categories above this, the Marketplace Pass is a subscription, and above that is the featured items. If you want to add any of these to your skin, it's going to cost you some real world money in the form of Minecoins. This is going to cost you $2 US, this is going to cost you the same, and this is going to cost you $3 if you want to have a shadow monster head, and this is one of the real reasons that this exists. The style category is filled with all sorts of things that you can choose to buy if you want to customize your entire skin, but it's going to cost you money per piece of headgear. So should you want this jacket for $3, and then you also want to have a piece of headwear, maybe you're going to spend a good $2 something, a mushroom person, then adding all of these things up makes for very, very expensive character customization, which is great and therefore makes for cosmetic DLC. And we'll talk more about the, I think microtransactions have a clear discussion point that we'll come back to after I mention 3 weird quirks about the character creator system. The first is the fact that there are some items which aren't available everywhere. That is to say, I can put this Progress Pride scarf on. However, if I do, it's going to warn me that the content is available in most geographic regions, but is restricted in a few. That means that not everyone in the world is going to be able to see my, I think this is the BIPOC and then the trans flag mixed together, right? Or if I put on a t-shirt, you know, let's say I want to share that with people, I can, if I decide to put on my Pride tee, it's going to give me the exact same message, because some pieces of gear are not visible all around the world. Which parts of the world do you think restrict these items? That's something for you to guess, and it is a very interesting difference to Mojang's message that they put on the splash text, that really they mean progress as far as it is legal and makes money to do so. But going beyond that, I think there is also another interesting fact, which is that on the marketplace there is a rarity system, and unlike the system in the base game, it's the one that most people expect from most other games. So that is to say, all of the trousers that you get for free are going to be common. Indeed, the same is true for tops. All of the tops that you get as the skins, so I can wear Steve's shirt if I want to, these are common and free. You can even put a sari on if you want to. However, the slightly less common things, like the monster jacket here, or this Pride tee, oh, this one costs money, that's interesting. You can spend money on something which isn't going to be visible everywhere, but if you want to get these particular items, they are going to be uncommon. Then there are rare items in blue, and then epic items in purple, but interestingly enough, there is also beyond this a category of legendary, which is all of the capes. So the Minecraft rarity system for the character creator is more reflective of what users expect than the actual rarity system in the game, but it's also interesting these systems conflict. Also, every single cape that exists in Minecraft is free. You could technically argue the Mojang cape isn't free because you need to relocate to Sweden, and also your education, the computer science is not going to be necessarily free. But if you assume outside of those things, the money you give to Mojang is going to be zero for any cape, and it's likely going to stay that way for a very long time because it's a separate part of the system, and so that is at least good. And so this is what the character creator system is. If you want to create a very, very ugly, or indeed very, very cool looking, depending on your opinions, looking skin, then you can do that if you're just willing to spend a little bit of money to do so. But also, some of the items are unlocked via achievements, and so indeed, if we go back to this base, if you want to have this diamond bod, you need to unlock this achievement of eating an enchanted apple. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. And so this is one of the cool parts of the character creator, which I do like. Again, I want to be very clear in this video, there are lots of great parts. The ability to customize your skin, not just have the base 2 or the base 9, the ability to have your exact hairstyle. I mean, if you are... maybe you like Alex's skin, but you just think her hair is not necessarily long enough for you. You can have an inverse mullet. That's not a hairstyle I've heard of. Or you can have long ponytail plaits. You can represent yourself in Minecraft in a much better way. This is exactly what I look like in real life, and that is a wonderful thing. But there is also a dark side. Before the character creator system came around, there was already a way to use your own custom skin, and that was to upload your own if you're on PC or Android or iOS, or you could download a skin pack, and these are my least favorite piece of DLC by far, but they are justified because they pay for the artist who creates the skin, at least in theory. Microsoft gives them a cut of every single sale, and because of this, if you believe in supporting art, there is some argument for skin packs existing, even if you don't necessarily love the art that they produce. However, Minecraft has used the character creator as an opportunity to go beyond the idea of triple dipping. If you don't know, some games are free but make their money from microtransactions. This is one way to monetize. Some games are free but charge a subscription, like RuneScape for example, and some games are paid up front. Minecraft Bedrock used to be just the third one of these, but since the Microsoft acquisition, they've decided that they want to make money from all three ways, and that is exactly what happens. Minecraft itself is a paid game still. It also has access to a Realms or Marketplace Plus subscription if you want the full value from it, and then also the Marketplace has microtransactions, which were admittedly done better than almost any other game, where the decent majority of the sale would go to the creator who made it, and Microsoft's just taking a cut or two from that. However, the fact is, this was the system until the character creator came out, and then they decided, yeah, as well as microtransactions which are done tastefully, i.e. supporting creators, let's have microtransactions where we just make 100% of the money because people are willing to spend it on us. That is what has happened with the character creator system, and although it later opened up to creators who presumably get some percent of that sale, it is worth mentioning that there is a bulk of items where Minecraft are just selling you these things and you can buy them because Minecraft wants to make money selling you these things, which is kind of rough in my opinion, but this is also bad because it has led to the slippery slope. If you don't know, the slippery slope is a logical fallacy. It's not actually true that if you give someone an inch then they're going to take a mile necessarily. However, we've seen with Minecraft the boiled frog analogy become very true, which is to say that people buy Minecraft for $20 and then they actually get a lot more value than that from it. In a corporation's view, like Microsoft, this is a waste. In other words, they could be charging you a lot more, but they know if they decided to charge more for the game, people would get angry and maybe buy less of it. It'd be bad PR at the very least. And so what do you do instead? Well, you slowly rise the price of the game. You slowly make it clear that there's an ultimate edition people should be buying instead that comes with some mine coins for microtransactions. You slowly start to push slightly more expensive ways to do things, and this is something we've seen with Minecraft doing not only all of those things, but then after the character creator system came out and wasn't very widely hated, the emote system came to Minecraft, and this is not necessarily the worst thing by itself. Again, it's just a choice to buy these emotes if you want to, but then this impacts the actual game itself. Minecraft on Pocket Edition, on a phone or on a tablet, does not have the ability to switch perspective with a button, but you better believe there's an emote button in there anyway. Minecraft on every other device also has an emote button, which has caused me all sorts of grief in the past. I have no need to emote in my single player world, and yet it has caused me all sorts of weird issues because of accidentally hitting the button. It is a very frustrating experience, and if we can put on our tinfoil hats for just a second here, this also changes the incentive system that Minecraft has. It used to be that the way that Minecraft would make the most money is if they just sold the most copies of the game, but now with this additional revenue that they make from emotes and they make from character creator icons, now they can make a bit of money if maybe the same number of people people play, but they're playing in a more multiplayer way. Minecraft has an incentive not to push the best game, but to push the most multiplayer game possible, and this is great if you want to play Minecraft with friends, but it's not necessarily so great if you're bombarded with all sorts of ads for things that you never have an incentive in buying. Also, I have to say, the reason that I really take such a negative stance against microtransactions is because it kind of codifies something which is already true in so many other aspects of life, which is that when you are young especially, money is the thing that will get you relentlessly bullied by your peers. If you don't have the coolest new skin, the coolest new emote, and your friends do, you're going to feel this real jealousy that you can't resolve because you don't have access to it. Minecraft is going down a very big direction of pushing towards children, as we've seen somewhat recently, and at this same time that they're doing that, they're trying to monetize better those same people, and this just doesn't feel right in my opinion. So yeah, I don't like it on a monetization level, but I also don't like it on a bit deeper of a usability level, and let me explain exactly why. One is the fact that they have all of these weird opportunities where they're advertising things you should buy. Right now I'm looking at my Green Alex skin right here, but at the bottom of the screen, quite prominently, they have a huge icon where I can buy a Patrick head if I want to, and wow, I could be Patrick instead if I just give a little bit of money up, and all sorts of UI clutter has been added over the years to make sure that if you're going anywhere in the game, you be advertised a few things that you can pay for along the way. Obviously, they have the sales data that shows that this leads to more purchases, and this means they're encouraging. If at the bare minimum you could say impulse purchases, and at the darkest you could say dark patterns. They are encouraging you not to play the game in the way that's most enjoyable, but to play the game in the way that is most, let's say, profitable, and that is a little bit of a dark thing. But also, I think that even more beyond this is the fact that they've basically pushed two incompatible skin systems, which, to show you right here, if we delete this again, when you create a new skin, you have to pick a custom classic skin or a character, and all sorts of things are locked behind one or the other. There is custom geometry you can only get with classic skins, like my cat has a tail behind it, fun fact. This isn't possible on Java, it's a whole pain. But also, if I want to have that diamond bathrobe, which I just got with my soap, I didn't buy it myself, a subscriber bought the code for me. They didn't give me the soap though, very, very, very rude of them. I need to wash my hands after talking about all of this stuff. But yeah, you can see that I can't add that diamond bathrobe to my skin. I can only change the skin more broadly. And this is a bummer. What if you want to decorate a skin? Well, you need to make a whole new one from scratch if you made the skin yourself, which is possible, or you need to buy an entirely different skin. I don't like that both systems end up with you giving Minecraft more money. You can buy a diamond bathrobe and not be able to use it on your custom skin, and you can buy a custom skin but not be able to use your other stuff with it. Having lots of tiers of transactions which are incompatible isn't even a better business strategy, it's just a more infuriating one. By the way, there's also an ad here for a classic skin pack, just in case you aren't making enough money. They want to give you another hook of something you might like to buy, and you can click on this and do precisely that. But that is the point here, is that revenue has been prioritized above usability for a very long time. If they wanted to make a more usable product, they would be prioritizing adding more skin slots, making sure the skins don't crash when you log out and in of Minecraft, or when the game has some issues. But everyone has had some form of issue with their skin, and also you don't really own your skin because you can't customize it unless you built it from the ground up yourself. There are all sorts of issues with the skins which could have been resolved to make a more fun experience, but instead it has been they put revenue forwards first every single time, and this has led to a degradation of the experience of the skin system, but also more broadly Minecraft, because there are so many parts of the game that you know are just there trying to make a little bit of money out of you, which just makes you feel bad, if I'm being totally honest, and that is why it is my least favorite Minecraft Bedrock feature. It doesn't have to be that way. They could make this a great system. Right now, there are all sorts of fun features that they do add as part of it. The rarity system works the way you'd want to, and the legendary rarity going for capes makes them actually fun to collect. The fact that you can use this system in game is much better than the Java edition. The fact that you can have 5 skins and easily switch between them is really great, but they could do better. They could add more, but instead what we have are continuous ways of making more money, continuous DLC updates, and continuous ways to buy emotes without, sadly, the continuous support of the system, which should be coming from the same revenue that is coming from those, in my opinion at least. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be interesting. I know it's a little bit of a negative one, but it's one I wanted to talk about regardless, and the other thing I want to talk about regardless is the Big Salmon Toy Cat plush. As you all know, Big Salmon is coming to Java soon, and so we're in our last few weeks of Big Salmon Bedrock exclusivity. Why not celebrate that by getting yourself a Toy Cat Big Salmon plush? This is going to be one of the last plushes I make with Makeship for quite some time. It's just to do part of a Minecraft celebration event that's going on over there. If you want to have a Toy Cat toy cat, but he's holding a big salmon. It's launching tomorrow. Wow, you need to get your hands on it real soon, I think. You have just 3 weeks to get your hands on one, and then they will be gone forever, and there'll be a limited number in the world. They will be arriving in time for Christmas. That is why we've set the campaign up at this point in time. It was a tiny bit of a rush at the last minute, but it has led to something I'm excited for all of you to see, and hopefully you are too. Thank you for watching. I hope I'll see you next time. Goodbye.